So after almost getting the car started just now, I mean, it actually did start. It was running for a good second or second and a half there, and then it just died out. So my first thought is it's got spark, it's got compression, it's got fuel. So before this point, I had taken out all my fuel injectors and just cleaned them out using some, I think I used carb cleaner. And I checked for any clogging. A couple of them were partially clogged, but I think I got that taken care of, and I put them back in and tried to start the car up, and it was not successful. So I was about to change out my spark plugs, and while I had the old ones out, I decided to try out my compression tester and see where the compression is at, even though I didn't think there was anything wrong with the engine internally. So I went through each cylinder, and most of them were good, but cylinder 2 was showing low pressure. It was showing, or low compression. It was showing about 30 psi, 35 psi. And I went back and checked cylinder 2 several times just to make sure I wasn't getting a false reading. But it is bad, and that could be due to a couple different reasons. It could be a bent valve. It could be a broken piston ring. I won't really find out until I pull the engine and crack it open and see what's broken in it. But that can definitely prevent the car from starting. I was changing out my spark plugs with these cheap ones I got from AutoZone. And I decided before I put the new ones in, while I had the old ones out, I would use my handy compression tester and see where my compression was at. I really wasn't expecting anything bad. I thought the engine was good internally. Of course I was wrong. So cylinder 2 actually was only reading 30 psi, or it could be cylinder 4 depending on if you're counting from, which direction you're counting from basically. But basically one of the cylinders is low on compression. And I've got to pull the engine to figure out why. So what's stopping me from doing that right now is I don't have an engine hoist, and I also don't have an engine stand yet. And it could take me a few weeks to source those, or at least get enough funds to source those. So for the time being, I'm debating whether or not I want to start doing that or go in a different direction, such as pulling out the driver's side and the passenger side seats and seeing if I can reupholster them or seeing how much damage there is. Basically, I don't want to have too much idle time not working on the project. I want to be doing something. So if I have to wait to pull the engine, I should be working on something else. So I'd like to start that. And so next I'm just gonna unbolt the seats and unplug them and take them out and see what I'm working with here. I'm over at the driver's side seat right now. I was trying to look around and get an idea of how you take these seats out, and it's a little different than other cars or newer cars that I've worked on. I've got a bolt on each side here at the front, and then I was looking around at the rear. I can't really find anywhere that it bolts to. But I guess this makes a little more sense because of the seat rolls back and forth. It's on a sort of a linear rail right here. It's got a wheel inside of it. So, and it looks like if I take these two front bolts off, I can actually just roll the seat forward and it will come off of the base or the tracks. While I'm doing that, I'll probably have to unhook the power cords and whatever cords are connected to it, so don't break those. I'm gonna give that a try and see if that works. Out of 15. Looks like I was right. So I guess there's a fatal flaw in my plan. I can't pull the seat forward far enough to get it off the track because the front of it hits the console. So there's a clearance issue. So I guess the other option would be to see if I can unbolt the rail that it rolls on. Trying to feel around, and it's very dirty and greasy. I didn't really want to stick a finger in there. I don't see any bolts or feel any bolts. This is really strange. My hand just got dirty for nothing. I guess I could try to tilt the seat back, and then maybe I'll have enough clearance to roll it off of there. I'm not sure why I couldn't do that. Got one seat down. Unbolting it was pretty easy. I'd say the worst part was unplugging the wires. It's like a bird's nest down there. Trying to reach, you have to reach way up into the seat, and there's all these metal bars and wires covering the connectors, so you can't even see where the wire is leading to, and it's like wrapped around other things. So it took me like 20 minutes to just to unplug it. That's basically all I had to do, was take the two bolts out and then 2 screws, and then unplug all the wires. And there's like dust in there that hasn't seen the light of day for probably 30 years. And I think I inhaled all that. So it's not the best feeling. These seats are comfy. I really want to save them.